Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you tips that I have learned from attending one of the judging sessions at the SWPP conventions. They are the 20 by 16 print competition. Now these are held live. You can go watch them judge the prints yourself. I would strongly recommend that you do so as you will learn something out of it. So I'm going to be reading the points from my list here. So I'll be looking this way. But I will further explain the points if they need further explaining. So the first thing that I thought I would share with you guys is that they always say don't underestimate your work. So make sure that you actually enter the competition. Now, I'm one to be guilty of that as I never really entered any of the competitions or any competitions either online. And that's purely because of fear of rejection, I would say. But yeah, definitely, I think I will enter just because I think I can't put myself in this position now. I have to show up. So definitely don't underestimate your work. Make sure that you enter. And even if you don't win, you will get the critique and you will understand why, what went wrong, what you didn't notice, because it's always good to have another set of eyes anyways to look at your photos. The other thing that I have learned is be careful not to blend your subject into the background. Now this is easy to do, especially if you're shooting against a dark backdrop and your client's hair or your subject's hair has like really dark hair. Definitely don't try not to blend your subject into the backdrop. Another piece of information that I thought I would share with you guys, and I thought it was really funny, probably the only one here to kind of be guilty of that, is that the G in vignette is actually silent. Like I used to say vignette, and I don't know why I used to say it like that, but I mean, please don't judge. Now I know. And now you guys do too if you didn't already. Soft light and shadows are very, very important to them. So they love that stuff. It's very important that your subject is lit properly, and it's very important that they are lit in soft light, not harsh, so not overexposed, and you can still see whatever is in the dark side. So they're not completely dark, so it's the perfect tone for the shadows and the highlights to be obvious, not overexposed and not underexposed, if that makes sense. Watch out for hotspots. Now, hotspots, I think we can tell where my hotspots are on my face from this video. Basically here, 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 here. You can definitely get rid of that during your post-production editing, and it's really an easy fix. And as long as you have soft light shining on your subject, it shouldn't be too hard to get rid of it. Another thing that they really stressed on is over sharpening of the eyes. Now, I think in our community, we can see a lot of people on Instagram, Facebook, all our social medias that we like to over sharpen the subject's eyes just because it looks a lot better that way. I know it's a personal preference, but they weren't not keen on that. So be careful not to over sharpen your subject's eyes. So the next thing that I picked up on was tonal range. Tonal range is basically your colors and your skin tone and how your white balance and everything is contributing to the colors and the tone in your images. These were very important. Another thing that they have stressed on is the choice of paper when you present your photo for judging. They seem to have a very strong opinion about that, and even the mount that you presented in. That was something to pick up on if you're ever planning to enter a print competition rather than a digital competition. Contrast and over softening your photos. Don't over contrast your photos and don't over soften your photos. I mean, I think it's a very fine line, and it is very hard to kind of critique your own work when it comes to contrast and softening because it's a personal preference, but I think it also depends on the image that you're presenting as well. In order to see the imperfections in the light and how it's affecting your subject, they have also gave us, while they were judging, they gave everybody a tip to say that you can always flip your photo upside down. And once you flip your photo upside down, it becomes really easy for your eye to spot those those places in the photo where it might be out of place, or you can see that the light is too harsh on there and you kind of didn't want it to focus too much on there. Especially when you're editing your own photo, like I said before, it's really, really hard to be the judge. So that kind of helps you see things that you wouldn't have seen before because you're probably staring at it for too long. Feminine hands, and these seem to be very, very big when it comes to their judging. Feminine hands are not straight and placed. They're more curved and in motion. So just like I'm talking now, you can see that my hand is slightly curved and it's in motion rather than it's placed, you know, like you're not a mannequin. You're more like you have to show that this is a human being and they move and they're alive and they breathe, sort of thing. So make sure that you don't place hands straight and very bold like. This is sort of the same point I was saying before about storytelling, which is storytelling is whimsical and creative. Make sure that you're creative and that you're telling a story. This is another thing that I think I pointed out, which is post-production on your skin. Post-production on skin is very, very important, you guys. And if you don't see like little red spots or like, you know, where the color is a little bit off from where the highlight is, you make sure that you fix those things because they will notice. When it comes to print, when you print your work and forward it to them, they can actually see a lot clearer what went wrong rather than seeing it on a computer screen. So they will be a lot more critical of the skin tone and how you edit your photos. Another thing that they stressed on, and I even remember them really liking an image because of the composition. So composition is very important. I think it's easy for you to tell your composition by putting a grid on your photo. So a grid of like 3 horizontal, vertical lines or whatever. And whenever these dots intersect, that's where your eye will fall naturally. The dots are obviously invisible. They are only for you to guide you and for you to place your subject in a way where your viewer's eyes would naturally fall on it. Another thing that they said also was to help you basically in your overall workflow is getting it right in camera. So when you get it right in camera, it makes your life a lot easier. When you come to edit it, it won't take you ages, that sort of thing. So you don't overly edit it. So when you get it right in camera, it is very easy to just touch it up, you know, apply your correct white balance and just give it off. When they're looking at your photo, they're kind of looking for an impact. Like I said, a whimsical story, be creative, get out of the box, you know, show them something that they wouldn't have thought of before. Humor seems to be really nice. So if you present a humorous photo, it's always an eye-catching image because it really reflects that emotion and it does make you laugh and smile. And it's the same with sort of more deeper images where it kind of gives you the perspective of the person in it and what they're going through. So another thing they said was watch out for unnecessary distractions. So I mean, to give this frame a go, the frame that I'm in, we have so many unnecessary distractions like that switch light over there, the lines around the room. But this is a video for YouTube, so obviously not presenting this to be judged. But when it comes to your actual images that you give to clients and you give to judges to judge, then you definitely need to watch out for unnecessary distractions. Like I remember them saying about an image that it was shot indoors in a room, but you can see there was a window frame within the photo. And in the outside of the window frame, which is like what represents the outside, there was some like scattered flowers, red flowers, that really didn't relate to what's happening in the photo. I think what they wanted it is for the outside image that the window was projecting is for it to be plain green, nothing too eye-catchy, because that is not what we want to look at. We want to look at the subject that's been photographed inside of the room. Another thing that they pointed out as well, which I thought was, I just remembered now because I'm talking about the photo, is that so the photo was shot indoors, like I said, and there was a chandelier on top of the ceiling. Now, the chandelier was cropped out, so you can only see a part of the chandelier rather than the full length of the chandelier along with the ceiling. So that made it very difficult for them to award it appropriately. So that was something else to watch out for within the distractions, unnecessary distractions within the photos. So another thing that the judges are really, really kind. If you do go on the SWPP website, Society of Wedding and Portrait Photographers, now it's a membership. You can actually even go to these judging sessions for free. They are held yearly, like I said. You will definitely get something out of it. They really want something to, they love photography, so it is actually a joy for them to look at photos and judge them and, give you the best heads up, because a lot of the photographers that shoot these photos are already there listening to their photos being judged. So I don't think they mean to be mean, so definitely go for it. Try it out for yourself. Now I'm gonna have to do the same because I had to say it in front of a lot of people. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I've obviously never spoken so much on camera. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, but yes, I really wanted to get the message across, and I wanted to share what I've shared because you don't really find many of these informations or like videos online. So I thought it would be cool to share it with you guys along with my usual editing tutorials. But yes, stay tuned for that. There will be another editing video, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Composited it, and you can, what?